tell you, as one of Ashtabula County's commissioners, it certainly is an honor to welcome the next president of the United States to Ashtabula County, Donald Trump. Ashtabula County, and most specifically Ohio, has so much to offer, and Donald Trump is certainly going to help make America great again. Oh, you're a little excited. Well, let me tell you, we have a short program here, so it's going to be an honor for me to introduce Reverend Gaius Forloo. He is the Reverend at New Hope Ministries International. So we're going to turn to him, and he's going to offer the opening prayer.
Hello, everyone. How are we doing today? Can I hear some excitement? How are we doing today? All right, let's pray. Let's pray wherever we are. Let's pray. Okay, I got him. Yep, we'll do. Our Heavenly Father, we thank you for this blessed and wonderful day that you have made. We all will rejoice and be glad in it. We thank you for this great nation. We thank you, oh God, for your design and purpose that this nation will be great again. We pray for your protection upon your servant, Donald J. Trump, and his family. We ask for your protection upon this nation. And Lord, right now, we stand against every plan of the enemy, fashioned against this nation, fashioned against these elections. We dismantle it in the mighty name of Jesus. Lord, we thank you for your angels that have gone ahead to set the place right for us all. We praise you and we give you all the glory and all the honor. Bless everyone in here in Jesus' mighty name. And we all say, one more thing, we want to thank the next president of the United States, Mr. Donald Trump, coming to this great, wonderful county of Ashtabula. So we know America will be great again. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome, doing our Pledge of Allegiance, Rob Allen, Ohio Senate candidate, 32nd District.
Welcome to Ashtabula County. Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, if you would join me in saying the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please welcome Catherine Winnington, candidate for Ashtabula County Commission.
Welcome, everyone. Are we excited to be here to welcome the next president of the United States of America, Donald J. Trump? I'm Catherine Whittington, and I am your County Commissioner candidate for Ashtabula. I would like to thank the volunteers and our staff here who helped set up this event in 2 days. At this time, please stand for the national anthem, sung by Ashtabula's County's very own Octavia Yates.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the rampart we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage J.P. DeRucco, running for Ashtabula County Commission.
It's not going to be Trump probably, but it'll be one of his surrogates. So you could do that,
Was that national anthem awesome or what? I'd like to take this opportunity to thank Mr. Trump and the Trump campaign for taking time from their busy schedule to stop here in Ashtabula County and share his message. We're grateful to introduce him to this. We are grateful to introduce him and the country to our corner of Ohio and all it has to offer. Hopefully he can return in the future and other candidates will follow suit and recognize that we here in Ashtabula County play an important role in the political process. At this time, I'd like to take a moment to ask everyone to thank Ron Clutter for being such a gracious host and letting the Trump campaign use the Spire Institute for this rally. Mr. Clutter has always been very generous with this facility. In fact, the first time I met him, he was making it available for a funeral service to honor Lieutenant Michael Runyon, a young soldier with local family connections who died July 21st, 2010 in Iraq while serving in the U.S. Army. The Spire also hosted a 5K in his memory on Memorial Day weekend for the following 5 years to help raise money for wounded warriors and other veterans organizations. At this time, I'd like to introduce Ron Clutter and ask him to say a few words.
Keep going in, I can hear it. That's fine.
Okay, that's fine. Okay.
You'll have it at 7, yeah, right. So you can take that at 7 o'clock.
We got a couple people in here.
And man, if you can hear me.
I've been asked to speak a little bit about Spire Institute, for those of you that don't know what all we do here. But wanted to let you know that this was done as a philanthropic
Keep it on up near
project
you. I think it's better.
because we want to teach people that competition is good. We wanted to teach people that if you
Okay,
work
all right,
hard,
I got you. So
good things
again, the
will
plan
happen to
be,
you.
I'm going to talk about what we're expecting you to do before, and then I'm going to talk.
we wanted to teach people that whatever success you reach, and that's based on your goals and your determinations
I am
only,
really shoddy. So
that
if for whatever reason I don't start talking,
it is a
you can give me a go,
independent
go, go.
and
Chris will
moral
try to cue me.
decision to share your success and not a mandated
you.
decision, any way you want to do it. This is an economic engine for our county, our region, our state, our country, and the world. And all we ask is that those that want to walk in the door, crawl in the door, wheel in the door, that you come in here to better yourself, and we will help you better yourself. Some basic statistics. Spire encompasses 170 acres. We've got 750,000 square feet under roof. That's basically 17 acres of land under roof. You're in a very small portion of it right here. We want our communities to utilize it, and they are. We've got 12 high schools, 4 colleges, 4 YMCAs that utilize this facility to benefit their schools, their students, and their community, because they didn't have to go out and build multi-million-dollar complexes when they can come down the street and utilize it. We do such things as youth sports at the very youngest ages. We've got a pretty well-known gentleman from our community by the name of Urban Meyer. Who Urban and Dean Hood, another Ashtabula graduate, run a camp, free camp for first graders through 8th graders in football during the summer. And that's their way of giving back to the community because they want to share their success. OH! 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 When you get into a regional play, we have such things as a soccer league that encompasses 6 states and Canada that come here every weekend from November 1st to April 1st. These are people coming into our community to obviously play in this complex, but they are so excited to come in our community. They every time they come, they learn more about everything we have. And I urge everybody to take the pride that you have right here, and when those people come in the community, smile at them and tell them how great a place you live. Nationally, we do big events like the Big Ten Conference Championship in indoor track and field. The first time men and women have been able to do a conference championship in the same site at the same time. They've been doing that for 4 years, and we've got a couple more year contract with them. 60% of the Big Ten Conference Championship records have been broken Spire in just 4 years. The Big East, the Atlantic 10, the MAC, Masters Championships. We're a United States Olympic Committee,
Hey, Ann,
Olympic and Paralympic training site.
this guy
That is highly unusual anywhere in the country.
facility.
Give you an example of how excited the world is in sports. The Masters Nationals, and the Masters are those that are 30 years and older, clear up to 100 and some years old, come and compete here. Last year in the Summer Nationals for swimming, they broke 32 world records in your community. One of the things we're proudest of is the work we do with our veterans. And you're welcome. I'm going to share a quick story about a project that we did through the Department of Defense, through the VA, through the United States Olympic Committee, and Spire pulled together and did a program where they brought in 50 veterans from around the country that were suffering from PTSD. Excuse me, PTSD. One gentleman who touched us all, he was a Vietnam vet.
To speak. Now, earlier today, we understand
he was scared to death every time he heard an airplane.
New WikiLeaks emails that have been released
because he was in the jungles when napalm was being dropped.
Of why we are unable to trust Hillary Clinton.
He had to fly here, and he got on a plane. He came here, and he got with 49 of his other comrades. The first day was a little quiet because everybody was feeling each other out.
These are the things that we've heard.
But by the second day,
in the past, and he's expected
they were all soldiers.
Now,
they were all teammates. They all had each other's back. And they realized they were all here for a reason. But they helped each other because they knew how important it was to have each other's back.
We have had a bad situation on that here in America,
they basically learned how to cook because a lot of times, because of their illness, they're too scared to go to the grocery stores, so they drive through windows to get food. They don't want to walk in grocery stores because the commotion and all that stuff. And after they started cooking for each other, after they started playing kickball and dodgeball and mental skills training and all that, by the end of the week, they were back with the same feeling they had when they were active duty soldiers. And that camaraderie got them through the week. And this particular gentleman flew back on the plane with no issue whatsoever and said, after he had a chance to be with his teammates, his fellow soldiers, his brothers, absolutely right, that he finally remembered what it was like to be in high school prior to going into the service, and that sports was an active part of his life, and that bridged the gap for him by coming to a facility like this. So we are in a presidential election, and to have it here in Spire, the same missions exist. There's stiff competition. You gotta trust your teammates. You gotta trust your fellow soldiers. You gotta have each other's back. You gotta be willing to share success, whatever that means. Time, love, money. Because that's, as Americans, what our founding fathers got on the boat and came across here was to form a democracy. To do that. So, to show respect for the competition that is going on right now, and for Mr. Trump coming to Ohio, Ashtabula County, I'd like to do one quick thing. Those of you that are Ohio State fans, if you've ever been in the horseshoe, this is what you do. This group back here, you're O. This group over here, you're H. This group over here, you're I. This group over here, you're O. So you ready? O, H, I, O. I, very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, the program will commence shortly.
Alone again in the corner, sipping on a glass of house red wine. As the band begins to play, she's grooving, letting music fill her soul. Nobody knows why she dances alone. No, nobody knows what she's running from. You can ask her to dance if you wanna, but you smile and just say no. Nobody knows why she dances alone. There's a million things that it could be, from broken hearts to broken dreams, or getting tired of being left out one more time. To tell you the truth, your guess is as good as mine. Nobody knows why she dances alone. No, nobody knows. Is there something at home? Nobody knows why she dances alone. No, nobody knows what she's running from. You can ask her to dance if you want, but you smile and just say no. Nobody knows why she dances. talk about Texas or Amarillo skies. Don't talk about Houston or them Austin City nights. Don't talk about Galveston or sweet, sweet Abilene. Don't talk about Texas. Hey, mister, can I bum a ride? Anywhere you're gone, it's fine, as long as it's out of town. I could even fill your tank as a way that I can say thanks. I'm feeling kinda down. We can talk about anything that you want to, except one thing, mister, I'm begging you. Don't talk about Texas or Amarillo skies. Don't talk about Houston or them Austin City nights. Don't talk about Galveston or sweet, sweet Abilene. Don't talk about Texas. That's where she said goodbye to me. Well, I remember when she fell in love with me on that Corpus Christi beach. It felt so right. And I remember how her green eyes used to shine, and the taste on her sweet lips was like cherry wine. We can talk about any state that we've been through, except the one where I hitched this ride with you. Don't talk about Texas or Amarillo skies. Don't talk about Houston or them Austin City lights. Don't talk about Galveston or sweet, sweet
Kilner from the band Coldwater Canyon, and you're watching RSBN, the Right Side Broadcasting Network, your #1 streaming source for all things Trump. You can find Coldwater Canyon's music on cdbaby.com and keep tuning in to RSBN. We'll be right here on the Trump train with you. We're gonna make America great again. We're gonna make America free again. People have the power to vote that way. All you people screaming USA. Country with work again. We're gonna bring those jobs back for good again.
why she dances alone. No, nobody knows. Nobody knows. Is there something at home? Nobody knows. Nobody knows why she dances alone. No, nobody knows. Nobody knows what she's running from. You can ask her to dance if you want, but you smile and just say no. Nobody knows why she dances alone. Nobody knows why she dances alone. Said nobody knows.
much, Ohio, and we're going to win Ohio. Donald Trump is going to win Ohio. Woo! Okay, just up here to make a few announcements and to just this is our third venue today, and we're talking between the last two and this one, we're talking to about 50,000 people across Ohio. Amazing, amazing. Just driving in here, there's probably about another maybe 1,000 or 2,000 people just hanging out outside. So just give them a big shout out because they're hanging outside. Woo! Okay. You know that this election is for the heart, the very heart and soul of our country. You got that right. This is a election, a change election to change the leadership that we have in Washington D.C. and to drain that swamp. I love it. I love it. I love it. All of these women for Trump, signs, I love that. Get it going. Woo! That is just awesome. That is just awesome. You know, the media, the mainstream media, they really. I detect the test. I love. Yeah, I mean, they really are. They know it. I mean, they know it because there's such a bias against Donald. I mean, there's been a barrage for a couple of weeks, but you know what? It's backfired because the American people are too smart. We are too smart. One of the things that I know that Ohio respects our veterans. How many veterans we got in here tonight? This is just awesome. Awesome. Thank you for your service and for all the men and women that we have continuing to serve in our armed forces around the world tonight. I'll tell you, let's give them a big shout out as well. Amazing, amazing people. They are unbelievable, unbelievable. And the one thing that I'd never want anybody to forget is do never forget the families that serve our men and women in uniform that are around the world. I'll tell you, we tend to forget them. They sacrifice so much for our country, and many times we don't give them a big shout out. So let's give a shout out to the families. It's unbelievable. Now, Donald Trump's going to come out and he's going to talk a little bit about what's going on and some of the things that he feels deeply about. And some of these things and we see this happening today with the level of corruption that's happening inside of Washington, D.C., with this drip of these emails that keep coming out, the WikiLeaks stuff. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Yeah, you know, I mean, there's a lot coming out. It's incredible. It's incredible, the disparaging. I mean, I joke a little bit about it being I'm a deplorable, irredeemable Irishman from Rhode Island. You know, I mean, come on, you know. I mean, sticks and stones. But what I know is that the American people feel very strongly about what they want, and what they want is they want leadership. And that's what Donald Trump provides. One of the things that we lack right now, we have an incredible deficit of leadership in this country, an incredible deficit. I mean, it's not happening in Washington, D.C. And what we need to make sure of is when we go in 12 days to go vote, just, not only take yourself, but take about 3 or 4 friends with you to vote and vote for Donald Trump. Let's make him the next president of the United States. It's unbelievable. Another group that's around here that is under assault in our country right now And that's the men and women who serve our law enforcement as law enforcement professionals. And they're all over here, back here. A bunch of them over here. I mean, we should cherish, because you know what? Blue lives matter. Blue lives matter deeply, deeply. I mean, we teach our children to respect police officers, and that's exactly what we should get out of the leadership that we have in Washington, D.C. is respect for our police. I mean, unbelievable. Okay, so I'm standing up here tonight, and a lot of people that are my age and older, you know, we know how serious this election is. The Supreme Court, we got illegal immigration, we've got the rise of radical Islamism, we've got all sorts of issues that we're dealing with. But really what we're talking about, it's not just so much for people like me and people that are older than me, the older generation. Because I'm looking out here, and as far as I can see a lot of young faces in here. A lot. Wow, I can see that way over. That's right. That's right. You know, I have children and I have grandchildren, and that's who this election is for me. That's what this election is about for me. I want them exactly. I want my children. I want these young people. I want these young people to be as fired up about this election as I am, because it's less about for us and more about for them and their children. Donald Trump is not seeking this election for the next 4 years. He's seeking this election for the next 40 or the next 400. This is about the future of our country and making sure that our country is put back on the right track. That's why Donald Trump is running for president of the United States. Get it going. USA, you bet. Wow. I'll tell you again, our country was based on individual liberty. It's still, and I'm going to tell you, it's based on individual rights. It's about who we are as individuals. It's not about our government or what the government, wants to do. It's about what we want to do as people. And that's the big change that Donald Trump is bringing back is this idea about how our Constitution was written, what it was about, who it's for, who it benefits. It's unreal what is happening. We have an attack on our Constitution right now by our own government. We have to take that back. This is about individual rights, individual liberties. Make sure that when you go to vote, you demonstrate with your vote what you mean, what you want for our country. And I will tell you, that is, again, what Donald Trump is going to bring back to our country, is something about you, what you mean to it, what you want. It's about individual rights. It's about the American people. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to step off. Donald Trump's going to be coming out here in just a few minutes. And I will tell you what, thank you so much. We're deeply honored to be in Ohio. And God bless the United States of America.
crowd. What a crowd. And you've got thousands and thousands of people standing outside trying to get in. It's amazing. It's amazing. And you know, when I came over, I was just watching the television. I watched one of the commentators say that we have a few thousand people here. A few thousand. You know what a few thousand people? That means 3,000 people. He said, yeah, we have a few thousand people. And I said, oh, these people, forget it. This is not a few thousand. To me, a few thousand is 3. This is no 3. This is 13 or 15, but this is no 3. And this is 20 if we get them in. So we'll try getting them in, but let's start, right? Thank you, everybody, for being here. In 12 days, we are going to win Ohio, and we are going to win back the White House. Believe me. It's about time. A brand new poll. I love the good polls when they're accurate, even if they're against me, which aren't too many against us, right, if they're accurate. But a brand new poll just came out from Remington Research, highly respected, has us 4 points up in Ohio. And we're leading in Florida, and we're leading in Iowa, and we're leading in a lot of places. They're starting to get very nervous, the press. The dishonest media, world's most dishonest people. I'm trying to figure out who is more dishonest, crooked Hillary Clinton or the media? I'm not sure. That's a close one. Early voting, right? Everybody, did you vote? Did you vote yet? Early voting is underway, so make sure to get out and vote, right? Who's voted? Who has voted? Whoa. That's great. So get out and vote. And you know November 8th is your last day, but if you do it before then, that's good too. And I love Ohio. I worked in Ohio. You know, I worked here. At the very beginning of my career, I worked in Ohio, in Cincinnati, and I'll tell you what, I love the people of Ohio. And I was right next to Kentucky, and I'd go across the line. I love the people of Kentucky. They've been so great too, right? Yeah, come on. 75% of the American people think our country is on the wrong track, which certainly is. Who are the other 25%? Who are these people? 25% think we're on the right track? We're going to fix it, and we're going to get our country back on the right track very, very fast. Real change begins with immediately replacing and repealing Obamacare. Disaster. It's been a disaster from the day it was approved. It should have never been approved. It was approved by lies. You can keep your doctor, lie. You can keep your plan, lie. 28 times he said, keep your doctor, keep your plan. All lies. It has just been announced that Americans are going to experience another massive double-digit hike in Obamacare premiums, including think of this one. If you live in the great state of Arizona, which not too many of, who goes to Arizona? It's a great place. 116% increase in the premiums. You live in Arizona, oh, don't smile, because you know what? It's going to happen to you too. It's going to happen. It is a total catastrophe, Obamacare in this country. And Hillary Clinton wants to keep it and make it even more expensive, and it's never going to work. Even Bill Clinton admitted that Obamacare is the craziest thing in the world, where people wind up with their premiums doubled and their coverage cut in half. No good. Job-killing Obamacare is just one more way. The system is rigged. Our system is rigged. Clinton wants to double down on Obamacare, destroying American health care forever. And that's what's happening. You see it. Does everybody agree? I mean, that has it. You agree. Just this year, Hillary Clinton declared that Obamacare is one of the greatest accomplishments of President Obama, of the Democratic Party, and of our country. Can you believe it? And this is who you're going to have as president? I don't think so. She's got bad judgment. Remember Bernie Sanders? Said she's got bad judgment. She does. Here in Ohio, another 5 insurance companies are dropping out of Obamacare. They're out, which means you don't have many left to negotiate with, folks. Good luck. That means all of the residents covered by plans from these companies will be getting cancellation notices very soon. It is catastrophic. Replacing Obamacare is one of the single most important reasons why we want to win on November 8th. Real change also means getting rid of the corruption in Washington. Crooked Hillary Clinton bleached and deleted 33,000 emails after a congressional subpoena, lied to Congress under oath, and then made 13 iPhones disappear, some with a hammer. Unbelievable. Who here has gotten rid of their phones with a hammer? Anybody in the room? Boy, this place is packed. That person? Why? How come? What business are you in, sir? Don't tell me. I don't want to know. Now, in another new report, we're learning that Hillary Clinton's State Department wasted hundreds of millions of dollars of your hard-earned taxpayer spending on a wild bunch of things. Here are some of the kinds of shocking revelations about Hillary's spending habits. These are all State Department expenditures during her tenure. $5.4 million on a no-bid contract for crystal stemware. $167.5 million on cost overruns at the embassy in Afghanistan. Over $200 million on mostly unused police training facilities in Iraq. $79,000 to buy copies of President Obama's books. Wonderful. Wonderful deal. $53 to polish marble at the Brazilian embassy. That's a great deal. $630,000 to try and make the State... Oh, this is a good one. To try and make the State Department Facebook pages more popular. Doesn't she understand? You need personality to do that. Not money. You need personality. Not a lot of personality there. Even though she'd get millions of dollars to make speeches. I tell you what, that wasn't a good deal. $216,000 to hire an event planner for a 4th of July party in Madrid. $88,000 to send 3 comedians to India. These are the things. More than $250,000 to purchase art in Mexico, where they're taking our companies and our jobs. Now we're buying art. We are going to build the wall 100%, and Mexico is going to pay for the wall. Don't worry about it. And $410,000 to purchase art in China. The elites in government, like Hillary Clinton, believe they're entitled to do whatever they want. Hillary Clinton has never earned an honest dollar. Well, I think that's really, hey, let's put it this way. What she's done to our country is a disgrace, and she should be ashamed of herself. She lives the high life at your expense, making money off the rigged system, and it is a rigged system. Are you starting to agree with me about the rigged system? This is an election between the small handful of people who benefit from the corrupt system and the great majority of American citizens who are the victims of that same corruption. Those who benefit from the corruption will say and do anything to keep it the way it is. They don't want change. Washington insiders, including the corrupt media, they are so dishonest, look down on hardworking people who make a very honest and, really a fought-for living. And it's tough. It's tough when our country allows your companies to all leave and fire everybody. Pretty tough, isn't it? The corrupt political class takes pride in ripping off the American people. Now these same elites, the people who brought us every disastrous foreign war, all of these horrible wars that they never win. We go into wars, they never win the wars. They just go on forever. Disastrous. And then they brought us these horrible trade deals, are spending millions to try to put Hillary in the White House so she can keep the deal going on and keep what we really love about our country, the greatness of our country, from the American people. It's not going to happen longer. November 8th, everybody. Hillary Clinton said she left the White House dead broke, and now they're worth over $200 million. They didn't create anything, produce anything, invent anything. All they did was sell favors, sell access, and sell out the American worker. Uranium is right. Uranium to Russia. He just said uranium to Russia. Hillary even sold out our nation's security with her illegal private server, knowing full well it would put you and your family in danger. As moms across this nation put their children to bed each night with a prayer for safety and peace, Hillary was knowingly putting those same families at risk by putting our confidential secrets on this illegal private server. But for Hillary, it seems anything is okay as long as it increases whatever it was she was looking for. I'm running to put a stop to the theft of our great American prosperity. We're going to do it. I'm running to put an end to corruption. I'm running to expose the crimes of our ruling class and give this country back to the middle class and to the people. To the people. Hillary pushes trade deals like the Trans-Pacific Partnership that enrich your donors and strip the jobs out of your community. And then she says at the debate, remember? She never called it the gold standard. That's what she said. But at the next debate, which I don't want to brag, but I won the debates, okay? I'm not going to brag. Wasn't hard. She was very tired at the end of those debates. Did you notice? The scenes of her going to the car were not pretty. She wants to raise your taxes, even as she used those taxes to spend lavishly on wasteful projects at the State Department. She pledges open borders. That means there goes your country. There goes your country, open borders. In secret to her donors, even as it causes the loss of millions of American jobs and thousands of American lives. You see what's happening in terms of safety and security. She talks about the values of tolerance, yet proposes to issue massive numbers of visas to place, and think of this, visas all over to places where women and gays and minorities and horribly oppressed and brutalized. I mean, you see what's happening. Countries are pouring money into her and her husband, and you see what some of these countries do to women and gays and to so many others. And she should give that money back to those countries. But she takes money from these regimes without apology and doesn't worry about how extremism brought onto our shores will affect the quality of life for you or your family. Hillary has access to the best doctors in the world, but wants you and your children to live under Obamacare, which is a catastrophe. And she doesn't want to repeal it, and she doesn't want to replace it. She wants it to get bigger and more expensive. I'm running to end the rule of this corrupt ruling class. And I have to tell you, I was on the other side of this equation, folks. I didn't need to do this. I did not need to do this. But I love this country. I love the people of this country. And we did it. And you know what? It's a movement like they've never seen before. Never. And we're going to give government back to the people. I want the entire corrupt Washington establishment to hear the words I'm about to say. When we win, I've been saying if we win because I want to be nice, right? But the people are getting angry at me, so we'll just say it. When we win on November 8th, we are going to Washington, D.C., and we are going to drain the swamp. So cute. I see this young boy here, and he's screaming, "Drain the swamp." He's this big. How cute. He's learning young about our government. Very cute. I didn't like the expression. I started it, a week ago, right? Drain the swamp. And I said, I don't like it. And the people were going crazy. They loved it. All of a sudden, I like it. It's like Frank Sinatra was a special guy, a difficult guy. But he had songs he didn't like, but they became his biggest songs, so he liked them. And Drain the Swamp, I'm starting to like it a lot. Do you agree? It's very, very reflective of what we're trying to do. At the core of my contract, and that's a contract with America and the American people, is a plan, and our plan, to bring back our jobs. We are living through the single greatest jobs theft in the history of the world. Look at what's happened to not only Ohio, everybody, everything, our country. Ohio has lost 1 in 4 manufacturing jobs since NAFTA, a deal signed by Bill Clinton and supported strongly by his lovely wife, Hillary. We've lost 70,000 factories since China entered the World Trade Organization, another Bill and Hillary-backed disaster. The steel industry has been hit so hard. U.S. Steel in Lorraine laid off at least 600 workers in 2015, and that's after years of doing lots of layoffs. Republic Steel laid off over 200 workers this year. A Trump administration will immediately begin, and I have to do this, we will immediately begin renegotiating NAFTA. And if we don't get the deal we want, we will terminate NAFTA and get a much better and stronger and fairer deal for our workers and our country. We will also stand up to the Chinese currency manipulation, of which they're grandmasters, and we will stop separately, because China right now is not in Trans-Pacific Partnership, but they want to be in it at a later date when they find out how good it is. They want to wait. we will become a rich nation again. But to be a rich nation, we must also be a safe nation. Hillary Clinton unleashed ISIS onto the world with the vacuum. Look, she has created with Obama the way we should have never been in Iraq, but we should have never, ever gotten out the way they got out. And the next time we attack whoever we're going to attack, maybe we could use a little bit of what's the best word? Surprise. Right? Maybe we could use a little bit of like the element of surprise. Would that be possible? Instead of 4 months ago, 3 months ago, 2 months ago, we're going into a Mosul in 3 months. And we're going to, in the meantime, hey, look, these people are tough and they're smart. We were going in to get the leaders because the leaders of ISIS they thought lived in Mosul. They probably did. But they were gone about, 12 seconds after they heard? They were gone. So there we lose that. In addition, the fighters have really